Are we up and running? I think so. A little bit CPU drop frames. Good, here we go. We'll kill off this block set now. This will be finishing it off this morning. In fact, probably this will be finished before the stream is finished. We'll have to find something else to do. Here we are. What are you doing? Talking about Patreon already. What's going on? Good morning, gentlemen. Hello. Good morning. No surprise here. Just picking up where I left off yesterday. Bit of crunch time here. Crunch time. That means something else for us, does it? Excuse me. Okay, where were we yesterday? Just finishing this part. Let's move over. Today's Monday. We had a relatively quiet weekend actually here in the shop. Yesterday Sunday was very quiet. We did I think only one party, and there were a few people through, not too many people through. And we all had a chance to get a ton of work done. I worked downstairs for the first time in it's probably weeks, and I didn't take any pictures. But Cameron's on today. He's coming this morning, and absolutely he's going to be taking some pictures of what we did downstairs and putting it up on the blog and or Facebook. There's been no major change downstairs because Aoyama-san has been away with a bereavement in the family. His father died the last week. So. But Aoyama-san's back today. He's back in town, back to normal. So there should be some progress over the next few days. We're probably going to work on the party room. The ceiling of the party room, I think, is what's going to happen in the next few days. But we had an interesting experience last night with the shop construction that makes me just kick myself all around town. You know, sometimes I think I'm so smart, and yet sometimes I'm really about as stupid as they come. We rented the place. When did we get in there? February 1st we got the key, I think, which is now like 10 weeks ago or something. And originally we thought, okay, no problem. We'll just keep the first floor closed and start the renovations. Just maintain our second floor business as we should do until the renovations were done, and then open up. And that's what we've been doing. Of course, it's taken a long time, but we've just kept running up on the second floor. But the experience we had yesterday makes me realize we could have done things a very different way. And what happened yesterday is, if you've seen pictures of the place, you'll know that the shutter opens up downstairs, and the front door is not right there at the level of the shutter. The front door is sunken back about 2 meters or so. There's a bit of a funny sort of dead space between the shutter and the actual shop door. And the previous jeweler, he had a little bit of a showcase in there, but the space is really a bit difficult. What we are planning to do is we can't afford the major renovations that it would involve to bring the door up closer to the shutter. So for the short-term plan, we're just going to leave it. And in that alcove space, the 2 meters before you get into the actual door, we're planning to put some large posters on the walls, some attractive stuff that people would know what the shop is. The door wall itself is glass, so people can see into the shop. We weren't planning any major renovations, just to use that initial 2 meters as sort of a attractive space to bring people in. Now, yesterday we got the first part of that work done. I said it was a light day in the shop today, and I had pre-ordered weeks ago a large poster, 2 meters high, well, more, 2.5 meters high by 2 meters wide. One of our woodblock prints, the one we call rickshaw cart. I ordered a large, what they call a tapestry. It's sort of a semi-plastic, semi-canvas, semi-cloth thing. That's been here rolled up, just waiting for me to get around to it. So yesterday I had some time. I went to the home center, got some hooks, some hardware, some springs. And during the time that between customers coming yesterday and coming upstairs and running downstairs and coming upstairs and running downstairs, I hung this thing. So at the moment now, in the alcove downstairs, we have a 2.5 meter high by 2 meters wide giant woodblock print on one wall where people can see it. And once the shutter's open, people walk down the sideways, bang, this thing is right in their eyes. I got it put up about, I don't know, I didn't watch the time exactly, about 5 o'clock or something, near closing time actually. I've been up and down and getting work on it during all day long. So around 5 o'clock I put it up. And it's starting to get a little, it's not evening yet, but it gets a bit, the street lights come on, and our shop is brightly lit in there, the new shop. The space is brightly lit. We've got spotlights on this new giant poster. And between the time I put it up, 5 o'clock, and between the time I was able to get out of here after closing the doors at about 8:30, we sold 3 Ukiyo-e Heroes prints, including 2 of the one that's on the poster. And I'm not quite sure what to think about this at all. The very first poster we put up downstairs, our shop's not open yet down there, but this new sign on the wall is so effective. It's stopping people in their tracks. And even though the shop behind it is not open, whatever, it stopped people. They looked around, they looked at the poster, came up the stairs. I left the door open, of course I didn't close. And we sold 3 Ukiyo-e Heroes prints in the time that we are normally closed. And Kawai-san stayed with me for a while because there was people in and out, in and out, in and out. And he's like, oh my God, what is going to happen now? What have we done? We knew that moving downstairs was going to help access. It was going to help people who walk by the street to see us. But this is actually going to be a thing, and it's now kind of a bit scary because we can't make prints as fast as they're going to jump out of here. And then we looked at each other, Kawai-san, and we realized what we should have done when we got the key on February 1st, when we got the key to this place. We should have put sort of maybe paper covering or something on those windows, on the wall that's 2 meters set back from the street. And then that little alcove, we just should have done it all. We should have put posters up in that alcove. We should have dressed it up just like it was going to be in the shop, even though the first floor shop wasn't open, and just put a sign. Hi, we're open upstairs. Come and see us. So we could have put these posters up 10 weeks ago before the spring rush. We just didn't think about it. We thought of this renovation all as a single thing. We will open when it's ready. We didn't realize we could have done it just sort of a bit of a guerrilla opening as a means of sending people upstairs. I just didn't have the smarts to think of that. So. But there it is now. That poster is there. Its partner will go up in a few days. I have no idea what's about to happen. What somebody posting here just now, hindsight is 20/20. That's true, but I wish foresight wasn't 0/0. Cameron-san, I'm sure when he gets here today, he's going to grab his camera, head downstairs, and grab some pictures of this. So it's later today. You'll see some photographs of the thing I was just describing, and today there won't be much construction work today because I'm on party duty. There's heavy parties today. I think it's a 2, a 4, and a 5, and it's just me and Kawai-san. Kawai-san's competent, but he can't do it by himself. Not a 4-man party. He can't do it by himself. His English just isn't up to it. So, and when we're doing it together, it just doesn't work for him to be the leader and to me to be the assistant. So I've got to run the 3 parties today. So. You're getting your fill of crunchy crunchy. Okay, that's those 4 done. Now we move on to the last part of this, and that's the clearing of this area near the bamboo here. Then all that's left is I've got to go back and fix those little wood chips. Maybe we've got to do the carved gradations on the wood chips. And that'll be the end of this block. So someone's asking about Japanese whetstones. Japanese whetstones. I know in my sharpening routine here, if you've watched, I think I was just doing it yesterday, I use 3 stones, a strong, a medium, and a super fine. And these days, the only natural one I use is the super fine whetstone. It's more a question of sentimentality than anything else. Before I switched to this system of using the steel plates, I used stones, but I didn't use natural stones. My strong and my medium were both artificial stones. And I kept, for the final stage in the process, the very final touch-up, I used the natural stone, which I still do. And natural stones, I guess, are cool and all that sort of stuff, but for me as a casual user, I don't know, I'm a professional carver, but as a casual user, the natural stones have a one downside in that you can't leave them in the water. The artificial stones, you leave them in the water. When you come to work in the day, you dump them in the water, and you leave them in the water bucket by your side all day long, pulling them out as you need to use them. The natural stones, you can't do that. They get too soft and soggy. And a natural stone, if you left it in the bucket overnight, it's quite possible you'd wake up in the morning or come to work in the morning and you find nothing but a pile of mud because the stone has dissolved. So natural stones can be quite sensitive, very, very sensitive. And the problem then with them, because you can't leave them in the bucket, is that when you sit down to sharpen your tool, it's dry, so you put some water on the stone, it soaks it up. You can't use it. You put some water on the stone, it soaks it up. So you've really got to get your stone moistened and you know, drink it, feed it. And for us, I need to carve here. Oops, I've got to sharpen. I've got to turn to my side. I want to sharpen within seconds and then get back to work. And if I've got a natural stone, I can't do that because it's time to warm up the stone and get it going and time to warm up the stone. Now, for a professional carpenter or something, it's not a problem because he sets aside sharpening time. He gets his chisels or plane blades, whatever, gets them all organized in a row. Okay, gets his stone ready and starts sharpening. And spends a half an hour or an hour or whatever sharpening a bunch of tools. So the stones, he prepares them and gets them ready. And then the stones, after he's finished, they dry out and away you go. But I want that stone right by my side where I can turn to it in an instant and use it and then get back to work. Because I'm sharpening on more of a touch-up basis all day long rather than in big batches. So for me, the artificial stones work perfect for this. You get to work in the morning, the bucket is by my side, put the stones in the bucket so that they drink up, and then all day long as you need them, whip it out of the bucket, put it on the stand, do your sharpening, toss it back in the bucket. You're good to go. So that's why I don't use the natural stones here for me. Then this is all a moot point right now because in recent times, certainly since I've switched to this workshop in the Asakusa shop here, I'm using steel plates, steel sharpening stones for my middle and strong. I keep a natural stone for the final one. And it can be used instantaneously because it's super rock hard. You don't need to soak it up first before using. You throw some water on it, scrape it, put some mud on top, and bang, you can sharpen. So what can I say? It depends on the schedule of your daily work, whether you sharpen all your tools once before you start work and then get going and work throughout the day with that result, or whether you're touching up all day long. And if it was for me like a carpenter where it was once a day job, do it all in advance, then yeah, I could use any of these stones. It wouldn't matter because you've got time to prepare, get your stones ready, do the job, then put the stones away. I've not forgotten the original question. I forget what it was. I'm by no means an expert at all the different kinds of stones and stuff. Absolutely not. I have a very limited range of tools, so I have a very limited range of experience with sharpening stones. Didn't think about that actually before, the difference between the way we treat our tools in the sharpening and maybe a normal carpenter, a cabinet making carpenter or something. His tools are larger, there's much more square surface on the blade. It takes longer to physically sharpen when they're rubbing back and forth. He needs bigger sharpening stones. It's physically a much more demanding job to sharpen than it is for us. But it's also maybe something to do with the number of cuts. When you look at this little chisel I'm using today now here, as opposed to a guy who's doing a cabinet making job. He's got a chisel, he's going to knock out a mortise, tuck, tuck, tuck. How many strokes will his chisel make during the day, as opposed to how many strokes? I mean, this chisel I'm using today, it makes thousands of strokes in any given day. So I guess now that I think about it, which I hadn't thought about it before, that's why we have to do our sharpening in short bursts all day long, rather than in, sharpen once and start the day's work and then, put your stones away and get busy with the work. We can't do that. For us, sharpening is, because the tool is so small, it's over in a few seconds, unless you've broken it. And because we make so many strokes, we have to do it more often. I hadn't actually thought about the differences before between our work and something like a regular carpenter. So there it is. That's the reason why I don't use natural stones, because I have to have my stones available for instant use any moment of the day. Pick it up, and within seconds I have to be able to sharpen. But I should chat about this with Asuka Sensei, the traditional carver, my friend. I'm sure because he's a traditional carver, he's doing things the traditional way, with the tools more than I do. I should chat with him about that. How do you keep your stones ready to go without hurting them? Or maybe he works with a fairly strong kind that can stay in the water, during the day. He'll put them in water maybe when he gets there in the morning and take them out at night, I guess. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. What kind of conversations are going on over here, Canoe? What brand are my diamond stones? I don't have any idea. It doesn't say. This one says 400 and 1000, and there's no brand name that I can... No, it doesn't say anything, so I'm sorry, I don't know. What's left? Is that it here? Is that all that's left? When I use the scope, to focus the attention in one small spot so that the camera can see this without panning around, I also lose the bigger picture, All I can see is just what's right under my nose, so I can't see what's coming out. So how much is left on each block? I have to sit back and look at it, I can't tell. So I think this is the last carving on this box. Feel them when I can see them. Okay, I think that one's done. A bit more around the edge, a bit rough at the corners where the chisel hit. Okay, we're done. Now, we're going to find those two places where we have, on the other blocks, where we have those small wood chips. I got to finally decide what to do with them. Here they are. There's these wood chips. What's happening over here on the chat? Talking about sharpening stone still, or is that history? Sharpening stones now. Okay, good. Time is at 8:30 working. Okay, let's do this. Alright, it's a decision point. As we were talking about yesterday, I think what I'm going to do with these ones is, instead of just making a block gradation where I carve a slope on this, I'm going to carve a zigzag on each of these ones, and there's two of them. This is the one about a third of the way along, I think, and on the back side of this block we have the same pattern about 2/3 of the way along. So there's 4 wood chips, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to cut, I think, a zigzag pattern. And this is random. This wasn't in John's sketch. He just put a straight line, but I think we can do something a bit more visually interesting. So, any details like this on one of these blocks, I always save for the end, because you don't want to have small details in the carving while you're still smashing the block around, carving the back side, carving the front side, using the big chisels. You save work like this till after all the big chisel work is done, so you don't smack things up. And from here on in, the block will be treated quite carefully. It won't be pushed around or knocked around. When it's handled, it'll have like pieces of newspaper, folded up newspaper between the faces. The days of this thing being tossed around are over. Because I can mention something else that came up yesterday when I was doing that construction, hanging up that new sign in the entranceway of the shop here. A few weeks ago, you saw as we put some pictures up, we did a renovation up at the front. We moved our sign down a bit lower. And somebody asked in an email, or it was on one of the Facebook, they posted on the Facebook post, how can we spend so much time and trouble just to move the sign down, like about 2 feet or something, you know? We hired a scaffold, we get up there, and we did all that work, you know. And the point of the exercise hadn't been to move the sign down. That was just sort of an irrelevant side by side. The front of the building was rotten. There was a fake little awning built at one point years ago. It was just at the top of the first floor, at the end of the bottom of the second floor. And the building was rotten. There was a hole in the front. There were bits of wood falling down every time the wind blew. It was the entrance exit for the rats. So the main point of that renovation a couple of weeks ago wasn't just to move the sign. It was to, you know, rebuild the rotten part of the structure of the building, which we did. And at the end of it, once we saw where the new brackets and stuff were, we put the sign, you know, moved the sign down. But yesterday's renovation was a bit the same. The idea for me was to hang up the poster on the right-hand side of the entrance to the building. When I got there and tried to look at it and figure out how I was going to anchor this sign, I found that the wood panel was totally, absolutely rotten. It's an area where the rainwater hits. You know, when the shutters open on a rainy day, the rain blows inside. So the right-hand wall of the shop entrance, it turned out, was rotten to the core. I tried to anchor a screw in there and the stuff just flew away in my hands. It was powdery, rotten wood. So, you know what to do. Out comes the crowbar. And the whole first panel on the right-hand side, going back about, whatever, a foot or so, was rotten, and I had to rip it off. So no problem. We get, you know, we're going to have to go to the home center to get a replacement panel, no problem. So I start ripping it off, and it turns out there's something in there. And there was a tap. There's what you call in Japanese jaguchi. There was a suido, a tap in there. A post coming out of the ground, a water pipe coming out of the ground with a tap on the front. And although this is a shop, you know, what we use for was it in a shop, in any given area, sort of an area of houses along a Japanese street, there's always taps up the front because people have to do street cleaning. You know, people wash the street and wash the sidewalk and wash the front of their house, whatever. So many Japanese buildings have an outdoor tap there. Maybe a typical American house, there's an outdoor tap in the backyard or something for watering the lawn, whatever, I don't know. But here, the taps are on the front of the building. And ours didn't have one. We didn't really think much about it. Yeah, they didn't build one. It didn't make any difference. And we've been a bit handicapped because when it's time to clean the street, you know, we do our monthly street cleaning, first Tuesday every month. All the shop owners gather together, they get their jackets on and wash and sweep the street. And we've been a bit handicapped in helping there because we had no water supply. And the business next door is the kimono place. They're from Kyoto. They're not cooperating. And they have a tap outside, but we can't use theirs because they're sort of cleaning. You guys do what you want. We're not going to do this. So we've been a bit handicapped. We've had to bring buckets of water from a nearby area to sweep and clean our own place. And there it is. There was our tap, and it had been hidden behind a panel during a previous renovation. The woman who used to own our building back about 20 years ago currently owns the building across the street, the little handbag shop. So when I uncovered this, I went across and asked her, you know, what's this all about? That's a tap in there. Is it live? You know, I can't check it because our water is currently turned off for our own renovation. So. And she said, oh yeah, I remember that. You know, it was covered up one day when there was a renovation or something, blah, blah, blah. She hadn't mentioned it to us. We hadn't asked her. So there it is. So now I've got a plan B. I had planned to put a poster there. We've got this giant poster of a rickshaw cart print, and there all of a sudden is a tap inside, which I want to use. So plan B. You know, I readjusted the plan so that the panel I fixed for the wall had an access hatch. And we'll post photos of this. I'll get Cameron to shoot some photos. So on cleaning day, we're going to have to unhook one corner of our giant 2-meter tall Mario poster, open up the tap, do our cleaning, put the access panel back, and hook the poster back. Okay, there's the gradation on 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they in the camera view? So I think this is the longer one. This is 2/3 of the way up the chip. And it's just zigzag, so we'll have a light area and a dark area. Now flip it over, and we get the same 4 chips. We're now going to do a second one farther back. This is near the end of the chip. So it's about 1/3 of the way along, 2/3 of the way along. Yes, we'll talk about sharpening stones. Good, go for it. And for the final result of this gradation, again, this is only stage 1. We do all these things. We carve a bit and print a bit and carve a bit and print a bit. So what I might end up doing when we get time to print, when we come to the printing, is we'll do a test printing as this is first with these zigzag. But there's also one shot left in reserve. What I can do is I can bevel down from the top these zigzags. So do a block gradation plus the carved zigzag gradation. We'll see how it goes. And I'm doing this freehand, so it's actually probably not so artistic. I should have wider and narrower mix. You know, this is not so good, I think. I'm not an artist here, but whatever. There you go. Cameron doesn't know anything about the stuff that happened yesterday. You know, he's off on Sunday, so. He should be here soon, I guess. What is it now? Coming up to 9 o'clock? Interesting about the health of the stream, we're drop frames 0, CPU usage 13%. I think it's been a week or so now. We've had absolutely no trouble with the stream. I'm wired in, this is not Wi-Fi, and I've been remembering to kill other software in the background, notably Safari. And Safari really seems to have been the culprit. When you look at the activity monitor showing what processes are going on in the background, always something shows up, Safari web content. So something in whatever window is open, or one of the windows. It's a Facebook page or something, or who knows. I don't want to blame anybody without knowing more about it. But killing the browser before I start seems to have been the thing that seems to have solved our problems here. It's a bit too soon, but whatever. At the moment, it seems to have solved the problems. And we knew the net's not the problem. We have a wonderful, fabulous net connection. Even with me right now, at the weakest point in our net connection, I'm at the back room, going through 2 sub-routers out to our main router, out to the internet. Even with that weakness in place, we're still getting fabulous speeds. So maybe finally we figured out how to do this. We were blaming Cameron for everything, and it was probably just because he was coming about on top of the hour, and probably some Facebook page or Google Analytic page or something started to do its work at the hour or something, I don't know. That's another page that I keep open in Safari all the time. It's the real-time analytics for our YouTube channel, and it is so much fun. It shows at 10-second intervals what's happening with all the videos. It's so cool, 10-second intervals. You know, which activity, who's clicking on what videos, what are they doing? You know? I say who, I mean, you know, generic who, people, just to click and data, so I don't know who it is. But. And the YouTube channel now, it's a little quiet right now because I haven't posted a new video in nearly a month, but even on such a quiet time. There's the analytics that shows at 10-second intervals the number of people who have started watching one of the videos. And then it's got a data graph that shows the last 48 hours at 1-hour accumulations. And the thing updates every 10 seconds. So for the past hour, I get a bar graph of 60 different bars showing 1 minute ago, 6 people clicked on one of the videos. 2 minutes ago, 2 people clicked on one of the videos. 3 minutes ago, 14 people clicked. So there's a series of 60 bars, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then next to that is 48 bars, one for each of the 48 previous hours. And this is half fun and half scary. And as I sit there looking at it, it's turned off now because it's part of Safari, but as I sit there looking at it, every 10 seconds it updates, and you can see that whatever, in the previous minute, for example, 6 people started watching one of the videos. Okay, and some leave and some stay, whatever. At this minute, 10 people watched. When you look at the numbers, you realize that at any given minute of the day, when I go and look at that chart, as in right now, there's upwards of a few hundred people watching one of my videos. And it goes up and down, wandering little bit by little bit, depending on the day and night cycle of the countries that are full of our most popular viewers. You know, America is one group, Europe is another group, so Asia is low. So when America is awake and Europe is awake, these numbers are quite high. So right now, as we're speaking, people who don't even know about our Twitch stream or anything, there are, as I speak, hundreds of people watching one or another of those videos. And there's no time during the 24-hour cycle where those things drop anywhere near zero. And that's kind of a bit scary. Not scary in the scary sense, but it's a bit scary in the, God, what am I doing kind of a sense, you know. Here we go, this must be camera on. Cameron or Suga-san. I remembered to take her paper out of the fridge today, freezer, and she remembered to label it properly. So. Good morning, sir. A little shirt sleeve day again today, isn't it? From here on. Next step will be umbrella days as the rainy season starts.
Yeah, that's right. That's still a little ways off, isn't it?
Well, hopefully. How's your weekend, sir?
That was good.
You have a weekend, eh?
Yeah, a bit.
Do you get up on Monday morning, Saturday? Oh, yeah, I got to remember. Got to go to work.
Gotta go to work.
Do you actually remember or forget sometimes? I don't know.
I made it. I'm here.
I can just see this guy smiling at me here, but probably at home 2 hours ago, he's thinking, "Oh shit, Monday morning, here we
Is it Monday
go!
already?
Oh, it's Monday already. I gotta
talk. Be bullied by these strangers on the internet again.
come to work and get bullied by the boss and by the internet crowd." Yeah. So. Hey, we're drop frame 0. I think we're well over a week.
We've
it's
figured
been
it out.
nothing. I think we've figured it out.
Okay, I'll see what I can do about that.
So it's clearly it's the other software, Safari.
Yeah.
Even though we're on this is going through 3 routers and we're still okay.
Yeah.
Do we try moving this thing? So
Let's give it a shot.
here we go.
How's the morning been?
Quiet. There's a bit of news and stuff. I was telling these guys about some of it, but you haven't been seen downstairs yet.
No, what happened? I hope it's good.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Just if what happened last night is any indication of what's going to happen, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. I put up, whatever, long story short, that I've been planning to put 2 posters up in the front entrance, just behind the shutter. Yes. A giant 2.5 meter high one on the right. And
recreations of some of the most famous prints.
It's the rickshaw cart. Yeah. Last night, I got the first one up last night.
Yeah.
About 5 o'clock. There was really low print, only one printed party yesterday.
Wow.
And quiet day in the shop. Everything, quiet shop. The staff did everything. So I fooled around downstairs. Yeah. I found a bunch of rotten wood, had to pull out a rotten wood and found whatever. We'll talk about that stuff later. Anyway, long story short, at about 5 o'clock or so, I don't even remember, just about 5 o'clock before Nakamura went home, we finally hung the poster on the right-hand side.
Nice.
It had been a real quiet day in the shop.
Oh, no.
I leave the shutter open. It's starting to get a bit like evening. I put the bright lights. I know the jewelry shop left all those lights.
They left
so
those
I
lights
lit this thing up.
Oh, no. Tons of people showed up.
We sold 3 Ukiyo Heroes prints before 8 o'clock.
Oh, my gosh. Even though you weren't open. And the shop is a disaster down there.
What happened? I mean, it's clearly a disaster, but with the lights on, and we repainted that old blue door.
Yeah,
we repainted it white.
Yeah,
I swept out the alcove. It looks beautiful.
Oh,
it looks beautiful. It's still chaos on it, but it looks beautiful. The white painting on the new door and the glass, it's clean, the light's bright, it shines on that giant poster. And I sat across the street, leaning on the anchor over there, watching what's happened. And people walk along the sidewalk coming towards Donkey direction, our sidewalk. And some people, whatever, they still don't see his poster. They just walk right by. Some people don't see it.
Yeah.
But I didn't, get my stopwatch and calculate. There's 60, 70, 80 people. Look at this thing, turn to the left and look inside and keep walking. And then some people see the poster, stop, look inside, and what is this? And we're looking at around 20 or 30%, stop, look at it, look at each other, whip out their phone to look up what is this place or look up the reviews or something. And then a bunch of them head up the stairs. We were closed already, but I left the stairs open.
Yeah. Just to experiment.
The very first one, it was a couple from France.
Huh.
They came in store, so I talked to them. I know the backstory. I saw them walk along the side, pushing a baby stroller.
Yeah.
He noticed the thing, stopped. He said to her, "Oh,
I know this."
I couldn't hear from across the street, but it turned out he's telling her, I know this. And he had missed the original Kickstarter campaign back in 2012. He recognized this thing. And they're they look at the stairs and, oh my God, we've got a baby buggy. What are we going to do? We can't get up the stairs. Yeah. So I strolled across at this point and see them. He says, "Oh, you're
the guy.
You're the guy." So we lift the baby buggy in the bottom. Up they go. 2 prints. Bang, bang. Out they go.
Wow.
And if that poster hadn't been there, they would have just strolled right by.
Yep.
And then X hours later, another guy comes in. It's 2 guys from LA.
Yeah.
And the same story.
Wow. Cool.
And I am now kicking myself hard in the butt because when we rented this place 2.5 months ago, we've been thinking, let's do the renovation, and when it's all ready but open, we could have.
Just on the front.
We could have just done the front 2 meters and put a curtain up or something, renovation in process.
So go upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just as well we would have been out of prints, now instead of 2 months down the road. So I don't know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
It might be just as well that we missed the spring rush with this, because I think it would have just overwhelmed us completely.
Wow.
I mean, we've been overwhelmed as it is, but if that thing had been open downstairs, I'd probably be in hospital or something, whatever.
Hope not. But that's funny. They're saying Dave's always mentioning these good problems Mokuhankan has. You're like, we're gonna be in trouble. We're gonna sell out. But selling out.
Well, that's right. I mean,
it's good, but it's also trouble because we're out of printers.
Whatever,
can't produce
So I'm the exec sitting in the corner office here, and I don't have solutions for these things. I just don't have solutions. So sure, I'm happy. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired.
I believe it.
We're here. But yeah, we're on target. It's happy stuff to have. I guess maybe I sound too much like I'm complaining. I don't know, but it's exciting. Those people today, we were happy. Yesterday, we were happy. We had good conversations.
Yeah.
They walked away, and I'm like, this is cool. Two prints have gone off to a really home where they're really going to be well appreciated.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with all this, but my guts are just like.
They have an interesting suggestion. Someone says put a QR code on the window, or just tack it onto the poster, and it takes them to a direct link to buy it on ukiyoaheroes.com or something like that.
So nice.
So if someone's in a hurry, they can just scan it and that's where we find it.
Well, there's no end of things like that to do.
Yeah, that's a clever idea.
Yeah. When we did that display at Narita Airport, we put those prints up at the airport. I put a bunch of QR codes all over it.
Yeah.
And the QR codes, some link to audio files. So they
nice.
could, with their phone, if they got earphones, they heard me talk about the print that they're looking at. So the QR codes link directly to my little talk about the print and stuff like that. So
cool.
the problem we found with QR codes is that, I'm not sure the current information, but if you go back about a year, Android phones have it built in.
Yeah.
Bing, the app, iOS doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to download an app, authorize it, blah, 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 to do this. So people with an iPhone can't quickly zap.
Unless they're already used to doing it.
Yes, unless they're used to doing this. So that maybe not be true anymore. Is QR code reading built into the current iOS? I don't know. It wasn't.
I'm not sure. Someone might have an answer for it.
It wasn't a couple of versions ago.
Yeah.
And you had to specifically, know what this is, care enough to do it, download the app, authorize the app, and go through all this. So that's why we haven't done too much more with QR codes, because it's not ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Here in Japan it is, with when it was an era of clamshell phones.
Yes.
But that's gone.
Yeah.
Too, so QR codes here are much less used than they used to be.
Yeah. It's true.
They're on every bus stop. Punch the QR code to see where the bus is and all that kind of stuff. So. Yes, we shouldn't be in order.
And remember, folks, Golden Week approaches. Get your orders in before the end of this week, or we'll be out of stock.
So I was going to talk to you about that, because we're already, I think, you're going to have to post on the website, I think, and we're going to put a message up. The women they're already
inundated? Or
no, they're already off, aren't they? Wednesday,
yes, yeah. Several of the shippers are off, so we won't be able to ship for several days.
Yeah, it's going to be patchy. It's going to be patchy. So, and we have to. The subscription prints are going to be going out at least a week late this time, because Golden Week first falls right bang in the middle of it. Yeah, and there's going to be no ladies here.
Yeah.
So check to get the exact date, but it's going to be the subscription prints will probably go on the 8th or something like this. So so please make sure people know. Otherwise, there's going to be 3 weeks down the road. There's going to be where's my print? And you're going to be inundated with these emails.
Got it. Oh, people are saying iOS does now.
Does it do this automatically? Okay, this is what iOS. iOS 11 or 10.
It just wrote iOS, so I'm not sure. But
in what sense? It's built into the
iPhone photo app. So just anytime they pull up their camera, they could also take.
Okay, but suppose it's a QR code that's a web page. It will jump to Safari and open it. Suppose it's an audio file. I mean, what does it do with it now? Or it asks you, or?
I wouldn't be surprised if it asks.
Because QR codes can handle lots of different types of data. So
right.
It involves a different app to handle it once it's done. So, okay, maybe we should start using them more.
Yeah, we can do that. That would be cool.
Do people know what they are, really?
I think so. They've gotten pretty well recognized. And there are lots of Or it sounds like you've already made some. Lots of free places online that'll create them for you.
Well, we do our own. We've got our own script that we run.
Oh, nice.
We had one on the purchase page that created the Bitcoin. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Back when Bitcoin was a little more
It was
stable.
usable, yes. So.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to jump back. Here's a question with the Japanese printmaking, so I can keep up a little bit. Let's see. With the forever increasing demand, how do you think you might adapt when people are buying things faster than they are currently printed?
Well, okay, there's short-term and long-term. One is we obviously have to train more printers, and we're getting a little bit of progress on doing that. The other one is we have to diversify our business, and we did this a year ago. This happened last autumn when it just clearly happened that we couldn't get printers and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So this is why we opened the flea market. We totally diversified an aspect of our shop. We didn't have enough stuff in our shop. People come in, look around, is that all you got?
Yeah.
So we opened the flea market.
And that's been very, very successful.
So, and that's going to grow very much over the next few months.
Yeah.
And the same process. We need to diversify. We are now absolutely going to put some resources back into tools.
Yeah.
So, whatever. We won't be dependent on just selling X copies of Rickshaw Cart. It's all going to go the way the Great Wave is. We're back demand on the wave. People want it. And all the popular prints are going to move into that category.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, but we'll be back demand. You'll have to wait for Star Fox, for Rickshaw Cart, for the Wave, for everything. And I don't like it. I don't want to be an exclusive place. And we certainly don't want to put the prices up. And somebody's probably already posting. If demand goes up, you know what to do. Put the prices up, and that'll take care of the demand-supply balance.
Yeah.
And I am not going to do that. Period. Not when I'm running this place still. Period. You guys might when I'm gone or whatever. You do what you want, but I'm not going to raise the prices.
Okay.
I'm finished these block sets now. I'm just waffling
nice.
you, Kevin. I believe it's finished. I just carved the last part of it here.
Oh, good. So you did decide to do the...
Yeah, I'm just going to try it. I can go plan B. If it doesn't work, we feather this for a start.
Yeah.
And if it still looks funny, we just cut those off and feather it.
Yeah.
And if it still doesn't look good, we just cut a straight line like John did. It's there, it doesn't matter. So we've got plan A, plan B, plan C.
Yeah.
So these blocks are now going to go upstairs. And I think, I just can't do it. I think Lei Chan, tomorrow or something, she can run up a quick test for me.
Oh, nice.
Have a go at it. I've got to do some sizing tonight, and then tomorrow I've got to get busy on the subscription print. I've got to put the captions.
Oh, right.
Because the girls have all said, no, I can't do it this month because it's too difficult. So tomorrow, there won't be a stream tomorrow because it's Tuesday. It's the day off. And then Wednesday stream will probably be those captions. And then the next job for me will be, I'll just put it up on the desk now. It'll be a chance to move back to, you saw this, we were doing this a while ago. And now that the Patreon print is out of the way, I will be coming back to doing the...
Oh, nice. The new print party.
The great, in fact, whatever, I should actually, there's no reason talking about it, just do some now.
9:05, so you've got time this morning.
Back, put the, I don't even remember where I was now, I can't. It's been a week since I saw this thing.
Yeah.
Just jump right back into it. Don't remember where I was.
Yes, I will get a picture of the new poster downstairs. All that set up. People are
the new poster
and I think that'd be great.
And the tap and stuff that we found when we opened the wall. And
yeah. So did you have to pull out the white wall, the drywall that was up there?
Well, it wasn't drywall. It was wood. The piece that abuts the outside. There's an up and a cross and a down.
Yeah.
The up piece was rotten to the core.
Oh no!
So when I didn't even need a tool. With my hands, I just punch a hole in it with my hand. Literally, this is like Mr. Superman. Well, I punch a hole with my hand, just to tap it, pull up, and within like 2 minutes, it's all gone. Something else also happened, really fun. Yesterday was Sunday. There was people everywhere. It was just so crowded, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I hadn't planned on doing construction work there. I was just going to drill a couple of screws and hang up this poster. Okay, bingo, construction work. I start pulling this wall off. A crowd gathers to watch what I'm doing. Somebody stops and looks. Somebody else stops because somebody has stopped to look.
Yeah.
And when while I'm still doing this, there's literally like 10, 11, or 12 people watching you what I'm doing.
Rip a wall.
And because I'm not a construction guy, I was just had my normal clothes on and pulling this down. So I look, And someone says, what are you doing? He said, well, we're building a shop. He said, oh, what are you going to sell? Woodblock prints. And it's actually, we're already open upstairs. And a crowd gathers because somebody is doing something.
Yeah.
It dispersed after a minute later. But all the time I was doing that work during the afternoon, people would stop and look and stop and look. Because there's a guy doing something.
Yeah.
And we sort of tried to do this before. It was before we had you. We put a temporary stand out front. Before we had the first floor. We put a temporary printing stand out front, tucked away behind our front door, where I would try printing. Because we thought about this, like an udon shop. The guy's in the glass, he's making the udon. People stop and watch and get hungry and go inside and eat udon, But it didn't work. It didn't work at all. People wouldn't come near. They would look from a distance or as they're walking down towards me printing, and they would turn their walking path to go away from me.
Yeah.
So this is why we haven't been actively thinking about this for the new shop. Put a display window in the front with Dave carving or a printer printing, and you'll take turns and rotate. Because we sort of tried it, and it sort of didn't work. But yesterday, the experience was exactly the other way around.
Yeah.
As soon as I start doing something, a crowd starts gathering. What's going on?
Yes, it's a little more exciting to watch someone tear a wall off.
Well, it wasn't all that dramatic, And that part of it was over in a few minutes. But then people just
stuck
watched
around
and commented and stuck around. It was super crowded. It's the first warm spring day here in Asakusa, and it was just.
Yesterday was very warm. I was surprised.
I know you haven't seen what's coming up yet.
I'm dreading
Sanja Matsuri next month.
Oh no! It's Sanja Matsuri. I thought you were talking about the hot weather. No,
it's the same thing. This Asakusa is a place where people go. Warm day, they get up on the weekend or something. People know what are we going to do today. I don't know. And somebody will pop up, let's go to Asakusa, because there's stuff to do here, there's stuff to walk around.
Yeah.
So from here on until the weather dies, this is a place to come and do stuff and see things and drink a little bit, whatever. And that street out front is just going to be such a fun street. It just buzzes with activity.
Yeah.
From morning until night. Which is why I chose it. When I was thinking about this place, it was the spring of 2014. And the building was, part of the building was available. So next door used to be an Italian restaurant.
Right.
And they've got that sort of patio out front. He had this patio. So I'd sit there. I'd just get a cup of coffee or a beer and have a sandwich. And I sat there for hours sometimes. And because I was busy during the week with training our girls back there, it was Saturday or Sunday. So I would come down on Saturday or Sunday and sit here right next door. And thinking about what would it be like if I rent this place next door, and should I do this? And the street was just so much fun because I was starting to do that in just this period, April, May, whatever. So I thought, okay, I want to be part of this, And here we are.
Yeah. Someone said, "Did I hear a click? Was the blade breaking? Did the blade break?"
Not that I noticed. No.
Nope, looking good.
Looking good to me. Yeah. What?
I wonder if you're just hearing a click. Maybe you might, I don't know, hit the wood or something.
There are clicks when a piece of wood pops out. You're cutting and go pop, and the wood breaking makes a sort of a click sound. Sometimes actually you can't tell. Oops, did I break the blade? I myself have to look at it.
Yeah.
Nope, it was only the wood. So sometimes, no, I'm not trying to hide anything here. The blade is fine.
Looking good.
No. I'm just really waffling. I'm running down energy here. I'm going to just tap here till our time's out.
Okay.
Today's Monday for me, which is it's supposed to be a roll down day. We're booked. Did you see the schedule? They came in overnight. We were going to have a 1 party, and now it's 3. Bing, bing, bing. 1, 4, and 5. And it's me and Kawai-san. He's okay, but when it's only 2 of us, I have to be the leader. They did a cool job yesterday, him and Nakamura-san.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the parties, the first party yesterday, this is an interesting experience.
Oh, good.
We hadn't had stuff. Both of them booked for the party the previous evening and or during the night.
Okay.
So there wasn't going to be a 10 o'clock party as far as we knew.
Yeah.
But
you wake up in the morning, then they're both there.
So the people again, 2 couple from England, couple from America. And we chat. What's your job? I'm a graphic designer. They're like, what's your job? I'm a graphic designer. Nakamura-san works for us. She's a graphic designer. So she pops up and it's happy.
Oh, that's fun.
And this is a bit unusual. Neither of those 2 couples have been watching YouTube videos. They didn't know who I was. They had been just Googling up the last couple of days while they were in Tokyo, Googling for stuff to do.
Yeah.
And so when it was time at 10 o'clock, they came up the stairs and in. knowing this and knowing also, I kept out of the way. I introduced like for the first 5 or 10 seconds, but I didn't do the first 10 minutes of the party. I introduced them because they didn't know me or care about me at all.
Yeah.
I got out of the way and I went downstairs to do my, pulling up on the wall job.
And
I
go
realized,
entertain.
this is the future of Mokuhankan. This wasn't about David. They didn't come here because they knew me. The staff just did the job properly as they were staffed. The 2 people had a ton of fun.
Good.
I didn't do anything. They came down the stairs to leave just laughing their heads off. One of the couple didn't buy anything. One of the couples bought a couple of prints.
Nice.
And there's the future of Mokuhankan. It wasn't about me. It was about the service we've built. We're offering something interesting. They learned about it. They came. Our staff took care of them. And they went off and they're going to tell their friends.
Yeah.
And none of it was because of anything I did, except, building the place.
Yeah.
I was very, very happy to see
Good.
the future of Mokuhankan, the future that I want for Mokuhankan.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't erase me from here today, but if we can't erase me at some point, this is doomed,
Yeah.
So this was really happy to see that.
That's great. So you're running out of energy at 9:10. It's one of those days.
Well, no, not
Were
in
you
the
up
sense-
pretty late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Not to mention the shop was open until like 8:30.
Yeah. Westwind 77 says, if you had 24 or 48 hours in Tokyo, what are some of the best things to do? Someone said, eat as much mochi and ramen as humanly possible and go see the cherry trees. But,
Well, that's seasonal. Both of those are seasonal, and they don't come at the same season.
no. But, I don't know, it really depends on what you like. The city is enormous. There's a million things to do, a million different interests. So.
Pick the districts that interest you and wander. Don't plan too much in advance.
Yeah.
Do a bit of research to find out whether you're a kind of Shibuya person or an Asakusa person or a Shinjuku person, whatever. Learn some research about the districts and then head to that district and just wander. Walk around, look around.
Yeah.
And it depends on your interests. There are some things that you might really want to do. You might want to book in advance for the Ghibli Museum and go there. You might want to, like do Mokuhankan or the Edo Museum or stuff. There might be specific attractions that you really want to see.
Yeah.
But in general, I would say pick a district and just spend time there. Walk around. We see both here. We see people who are planned to the gills, who just plan to the minute, and they're happy, they're okay. And we see people who are, we're not quite sure what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to find out something. We really do see both types.
Oh, yeah.
The qualification that if you're the wandering type and we'll see what happens when we get there, whatever, it's probably not best that you come at peak cherry season.
Yeah.
Because the restaurants are full, you're not going to get hotel bookings, the trains are full.
Yeah.
So there are peak seasons which makes it difficult to wander and browse. And there's right now, the season right now is best.
Because cherry blossoms are over.
Cherry blossoms over. It's before the rain. The flights are way cheaper than they were 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So right now, coming into the warm, pleasant spring season, you get a small risk of rain here and there. But if I were right now, is the absolute best time to be spending a little bit of time in Tokyo or Japan. Absolutely the best time.
And it's before it's too hot.
Before it's too hot, of course. So before too hot. And the hotels are offering deals, and the flights are offering deals.
Yeah.
And Mokuhankan print parties are not booked up. Who, unless he's checked his staff schedule, he thinks it's going to be an easy day today, but he's about to find out. Well, he's probably checked his schedule online.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Aoyama-san, you're back. Thank you.
久しぶりです。
That is Still in the sky.
Welcome.
Back. As we mentioned, he's been away for about 10 days, has it?
Yeah.
10 days. His family, bereavement in his family.
Yeah.
Not a dramatic bereavement, a scheduled. Somebody has been ill. His father was ill for many, many years. And it's not far enough. So. And Aoyama-san himself, he felt really bad about leaving here because of the construction, you know. And we told him absolutely clearly, do not even think about this stuff. I mean, come on, get serious.
Go be with your family.
What kind of a monster do you think we are? That, you know? But because he's Japanese and because he's got responsibility and because he feels that something important is happening here and because he's so much needed here, these things were weighing on him. And we tried to tell him, you know, forget this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But that tends to make him feel, well, you don't really need me after all. Which Japanese sort of a feeling, you know. So he's okay. But I know what's going to happen now. He is going to just get down there and start swinging blades, you know, whatever, you know, because he's thinking like we've got so much time to make up for it.
Yeah.
So my first job is to convince him to relax. The spring rush is over now. It doesn't matter. It's not that it doesn't matter anymore, but we can now actually, now that we've sort of lost that battle, we can take our time and do this thing, you know, carefully and neatly and cleanly.
Yeah. Creative Sari Berry says, I thought Dave was going to mention the treasure he found behind the wall downstairs to Cameron. Is there treasure you're hiding?
It wasn't treasure. Didn't I mention it? We found a suido. We found when I pulled off, so I was trying, when I pulled off that right-hand panel, the rotten panel, I get halfway down and, what's this? And there's an actual jaguchi, an outside type. You know, you've got one in your backyard, that little concrete post with a hose. There's one at the front of our building.
And so we can wash our
we're not 100% sure because at the moment the water downstairs is turned off. And the back where Aoyama-san's building the print party, it's an open pipe. So I can't even turn it on for 1 minute to test it because there will be a fountain.
Right.
So I can't test this pipe, but it looks solid and structural. And as soon as I saw it, I went across the street to the lady who used to own this building, you know, the bag lady, not the bag lady, the lady who runs the bag shop.
The bag lady.
And she said, oh, yeah, there was, let me think about this, you know, blah, blah. And she came over and, oh, yeah, I remember that. Because it's been blocked in for like 30 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm not quite sure if it works. Yeah. And I had no way to test it, and I need to put that poster up now. So what I did was I assumed, because it looked structural, I assumed that nobody would have gone to the trouble of disconnecting it under the ground without taking it down itself.
Right.
So I think so it's just closed and blocked in. So because we need it for cleaning the sidewalk and cleaning the shop, when I built my replacement panel, I put an access hatch in.
Oh, nice.
A magic tape Velcro panel access hatch. So it took me an extra hour or so instead of just blocking it in. I had to build a panel.
This way you can actually use it.
So I'll show you this morning. We'll take pictures of it for the stream. So Mario is covering up. The rickshaw carpet covers this up. But when it's cleaning Tuesday, we just unhook one corner, lift it up, pull off the magic tape, use the water, put it back. And if the water turns out that it doesn't work, that this thing is disconnected under there, then we haven't lost anything. I lost an hour of my time, that's all. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean treasure.
No.
I didn't
Wilkie says, this wave print is looking great. So this wave is for print party use. It's not the one for sale, but he says, I might have to start saving my pennies up to get one. Well, you might as well sign up for the wait list now.
So I'm not quite sure which will be cheaper. So get on the waiting list for the real waiting wave or book an airplane flight and come over here and make your own. I don't know.
The full-size one is
if there's people who
a long waiting list, so
I've got one,
sign up today.
I've got one next time. So people haven't seen this, what we're doing for the print party. This is the real wave, of course. It's quite a bit larger. It's full of many, many fine details. To do a print party version, we couldn't simply go to Photoshop and shrink it down because the fine lines would become even finer. And, you know, for a print party, we need people to be able to have some wibble wobble and variation. So we've simplified it. And again, we've talked about this before. You know, this little boat, there's 8 terrified sailors in the boat. Here we have only 3 terrified sailors. And we've tried to keep the lines a little bit thicker so that there's a bit of wibble wobble with people. And instead of 8 impressions, the real one takes 8 impressions to make. There's 3 blues, there's the boats, there's a tone here, there's 2 gradations. Ours is going to take, we think, 5 layers. We've cut the 3 blues down to 2. So it will still look like, oh, that's the great wave. It will look like it. And it's not a total joke parody. It will look like a nice, interesting print. And I don't know when it'll be in the party room when I'm finished. This is not a priority job. It just gets knocked aside when time-sensitive jobs come up, as you saw in the last week. So. But it will get there. It will get there. It will get there. And that is Kawai-san coming in, right? The show? Yep, the light's going on.
Yeah, must be.
No, it's two people. It'll be Doi-san and Kawai-san.
Oh, okay.
They're on duty today. So. So I guess, sir, I'd better think about signing off. Just guys,
and
morning.
Nate's not. You might be off the hook.
Oh,
I
it's
met the
Ray-chan.
legend at the Tari's coffee. Legend.
But are you a coffee addict,
Drinking
Ray-chan? You're too young for this.
Coffee addict.
You're too young. You can't drink coffee in the morning. How old are you? 16, right?
Yeah, but turning 17 this year.
It's not legal for you to drink
It's
coffee in the
not
morning. So, are you full of stress, or you need to wake up, or you're up too late last night, or
Little bit of everything.
little bit of everything?
Little bit of it.
Can I ask, without privacy, and don't answer, are you the type that has a normal breakfast in the mornings and stuff, or do you stagger up and get going? And
I do have a breakfast, but it really depends on the day, like how my stomach feels. But today I ate porridge.
Okay, so you did have breakfast and
Yeah.
stuff. I feel a bit guilty, if we've stressing you too much that you get up and come running to work or something.
No,
So,
no
all right,
problem.
okay.
It's a good having a schedule.
I mean, Kawai-san's in the coffee shop because I know he's a single guy living alone. He was up late last night. He just staggered awake this morning. He hasn't had breakfast and he went to the coffee shop. Right?
No.
So of course, this is not deep secrets coming out.
Not secret.
So I was a bit worried, Rachel, to hear you doing the same thing. That's okay. So. Did you see the party schedule? There was reservations overnight, so we're going to have a busy day. So.
Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, good news. I'm supposed to be happy. Yes, good.
Yes.
We have reservations overnight. We're good to go. Sorry.
At least you're not off the hook, but it's a little less.
Yes, it is. It's good. It's good. Good.
Less, burden.
When there's two confident people, what we can do then, what we sometimes do is rather than me doing the whole party,
Yeah.
I do the first 10 minutes of it, get the people, up and running and get going, and then I hand off to the other two and we go through. Then I come back at the break time and drink time.
Yeah.
Okay, we'd better sign this thing off, Cameron. This is Monday, so I won't be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be doing other stuff tomorrow.
It's kind of funny though that it said, because you went from 8 people to 3 people. I said, this is actually the second great wave after the first one knocked most of them out of the boat. And Shiba-san's going to make a print about the drowned men. The drowned
All right,
sailors.
okay. The 5 missing men floating into the skies. Yeah, okay. Good. Go for it.
Okay.
This is the Great Wave epilogue, or whatever.
Yeah.
This Great Wave,
Part 2.
The survivors. So, good idea.
Yeah. Okay, we will wrap up.
I'll be
then.
back here. I'll be back here Wednesday morning. It may be a sizing stream. It may be doing the captions on the legendary loot. I have no idea what it will be. I'll be doing something or other. So thanks, guys, for hanging around.
Thanks for watching. We will
See you soon.
see you again. Thanks. 3, 2, 1.